Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great day. Let's get into market recap here. Let's first start out with the big indexes. S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell 2000 all finished up today. NASDAQ led the charge higher at about 1.75%. Pretty spread out buying through just about everything. Everybody's looking at Amazon's earnings here after hours, expecting them to have their largest quarter ever, just like Apple did. But mostly you see here in the morning for S&P 500, huge sprint out, first minute of the day, stays higher, basically all afternoon, just chopped around at the highs, didn't really get a good big drop, and then a little, profit taking sell off here at the last couple 10 minutes for algos. Big plays today were Biotechs that we talked about this morning. Most of them just sold off. MBRX here. Get this back zoomed out. Right, so I had the high in the nines. I mentioned in the pre-market video I was looking for about the $7 area for a bounce. Went a little bit low below that to 6.75, and then you got to bounce up here back in the high eights and then sell off. Rest of the day is basically a fade, and most biotech names followed that route. Right, so let's go BNGO. They also pre-market highs, basically fade all day. Right, very few bounces right here. Quick wick on a 5 minute, probably hard to get in. And then we also have Inovio INO, pretty similar chart. Big sell-off, stays at the low throughout the day. The big winner in biotech today was SAVA, SAVA. If I can type it. Cassava, they had a news come out for an Alzheimer's drug. It was kind of the jackpot scenario for biotech. Low float, has about 18 million share float. It's about 30% shorted, and great news like this sent out like a rocket. And if you see its long-term chart, it's been repeatedly beaten down here. $1.61 back in May, stay low. Last quarter of the year pushed up higher, and then we see this tightening, get over the moving averages, get a big jump up, pull back, big jump up, pull back. So it's kind of coiling upwards, the J hook pattern, as you want to call it. And then today, just a huge, 140% gain. It was up over 200% at one time, and it just had continued momentum all throughout today. Pulled back to moving average, kept moving higher. Right, even on the 15 minute down here, it didn't even touch the 9 moving average until 11. So with 2 hours left in the day, so if you were in on that one, you made a ton of money. Other plays for the day, right? Wall Street bets names. I think they probably officially put the nail in the coffin for right now. These probably cool down the rest of the week. Might have some bounces here or there, but early this morning, rapid sell-off. You'll see in the GME chart too. About 7:45 is when Robinhood increased the share limits. Gamestop, I think, went from 5 or 10 up to 20. So you got some buying pressure here. Sends it up back to, for AMC, almost a 50% gain here, 45 minutes. And then pretty sideways the rest of the day. GameStop, you'll see, looks pretty similar. Here, probably even more jumped curve. Didn't exactly double, but got the spike in the morning and then sell off all afternoon. So down 60% today for GameStop, which is pretty huge. Silver, kind of same thing. We'll go back to the minor. AG, sell off in the morning, curled up mid-morning into the lunchtime hour, and then fade the rest of the day. FUBO, similar story. Sell off in the morning, push a little bit higher around lunchtime. Can't break the moving averages above. Sells off, but hugs the 22 the rest of the day. I still think this is a good play long term. As you see here on the daily, right? So we formed an inside bar on the day, right? So I'll be looking at this for tomorrow. If it exits either side of this bar, right? So if it gets above 51.30, look for it to go long to break maybe 52.4 or maybe push this high 57. If it breaks below 47, right, I'm gonna look for it to come back down to this 45, 43 and a half dollar area. See if it gets all the way back down to the 9 moving average. But I think eventually this is kind of going to coil back into the moving averages and then spring higher, especially with Super Bowl coming up and Fubo. A lot of people like Fubo because they offer a lot of sports content that other providers do not. So let's look at Jumia. Similar story. It actually hits a new high during market hours, but sells off, can't break the moving averages above again, and fades all day. So it's kind of tight there, but we still see we got this chop area in the 60s. It's a pretty big red bar, so we'll see which direction it wants to go tomorrow. I would say that it's likely that it curls back into the test this 9 moving average again until it pushes a new leg higher. Along with the sports content, DraftKings had a jump up today as ARK, Kathy Wood and ARK Investments jumped in. I also saw that the Super Bowl is expected to have about $500 million in legal sports betting. That's not counting illegal, which is probably double, triple the amount. That's up from $300 million from last year on all the other states getting in on legal betting. So a pretty big jump up in betting, especially for the Super Bowl. But on eyes, it'll be interesting to see the Nielsen rating too for that, as the national championship game had for college football had a very low Nielsen rating, but sports betting was an all-time high for it too. So see if DraftKings here on the daily, we got a big gap up here. So again, I'd be looking at either side of this bar to break. If it breaks the high at 60.95, so say it gets over 61, right? Look for the $62 area break. See if it pushes up to 64. And then lastly, let's go to SpaceX. Or not, excuse me, Virgin Galactic, but Space SPCE. The SpaceX caused this reaction in Virgin Galactic today. Had pre-market high, all-time high, big red candle right off the 15 minutes, huge selling pressure right away, fades all day long, and then just recently, SpaceX their Starship S9 was doing some testing, and they had an explosion on landing. So here's video coming in at 2 times speed. So Virgin Galactic stock had this quick drop here at 12.30, but it rebounded back up to the $49 area. So we'll see how that affects the space industry going forward with commercial space flight, all the other expeditions to Mars, whatnot, Elon Musk and Richard Branson have in store. So that's all I got today. If you were looking at anything else, you made any good gains today, let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next one.